Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new week, a new episode of Constant MTG. I'm doing my best Jared impersonation while I sit in for him. But I'm not Jared, I'm Zach. And to my left here is my good buddy Ian. Ian, how are you doing
Hello,
tonight?
I'm good. How are you? Chat's already blowing up. Happy Thursday to those that celebrate.
Yep.
We do celebrate, so it's good to see Hunter and Clark. Hooray! You guys are here.
Our usual
I did.
suspects.
I did just get back from a hard day at sea. Yes.
Not
Um,
only did Ian invent Twizzlers, he actually invented sailing.
yes. I date back that far to the olden days. Um, So we had a magic night last weekend, and I'm bummed you weren't there, Zach. But somebody, if anyone in chat knows who brought this stuff, someone brought this stuff called sliced cinnamon babka, and this is
Oh,
like the best. It's like a cinnamon roll, but like a loaf of bread, and it's replacing my Twizzlers tonight. So I might mute and have a bite or two on stream.
that sounds and looks very delicious, and I'm incredibly jealous. Clark
It's
Kibo,
it's
no
really good.
Twizzlers on stream because we have the babka. Okay, you either get the babka or
The
Twizzlers, and you're
babka.
getting the babka.
Hmm.
I
Yep.
actually was at HEB earlier, and I really did consider buying Twizzlers. For
Yeah.
Evelyn's sake, really.
Yeah.
But I decided against it.
Yeah. Also, I think Hunter's onto something. We should start our sub channel ASMR channel. And we can
And tonight
duplicate this.
we're gonna be enjoying a very nice cinnamon babka, and enjoy these crumbs.
Do I need to like hold it up here and like scrape it? Oh man.
Clark
I
is
just I just
triggered, so
got
that's a sign
cinnamon.
that we're doing something good.
I just got cinnamon all over myself.
Oh man. Well, yeah. If you guys missed it, Ian and I, we are solo this week. We do not have a Jared because Jared is on a trip to MagicCon Las Vegas. Viva Las
Yep.
Vegas. And they're at MagicCon. So that's super fun. We already got some, pre-show content that we've got on the channel, a couple shorts
Hmm.
and an unboxing of all their stuff that they brought with them. So make sure to check those out. Because it's been funny to us at least.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, it's. I won't spoil it, but rolling up to. I was talking to my wife about it, and I was like, when I was a kid, like the only hotel I wanted to stay at was the Excalibur,
Mm.
and now it's like, I think someone in the comments was like, Excalibur is freaking booty. Like,
Yeah,
it's like the
Excalibur got
worst.
got low key shit on in the comments.
It's like the worst hotel in Vegas now, next to like
Uh,
Circus Circus, but.
Mhm.
But anyways, yeah, it's pretty funny. And I just imagine I can almost hear in my brain uh Goose and Jared like asking for the manager to get their room changed.
I
So
was surprised when they got a second room.
see, I wasn't. I mean, I didn't think they would do it just natively, but when they, had the second room, I'm like, yeah, they definitely went to the front desk and talked about it. So
Well,
Park
sweet.
MGM all the way.
Well, today, in lieu of conversation, I guess, just standard
Mhm.
conversation of anything, we got a call from dispatch. Uh,
Yep.
Ian and I, we got our EMT licenses, and we
Mhm.
are on our way to fix some decks, your decks. We've got at least one to go ahead and go with, but we may get an additional call as time goes on.
Yep.
Um, so we're going to be taking a look at that and then coming up with a couple suggestions. We'll do like a quick play test, showcasing off our new play test feature, so you guys get a real good look at how that sort of goes, and
Mhm.
then go in terms of what we think the deck might want. We're going to
Mhm.
start it off. We're going to kick it off with we've got a deck from Hunter, who's also in the
Mhm.
chat. We've got Sigarda, Font of Blessings. So Hunter sent this in, letting us know that this deck, he likes the idea of it, but he's a bit underwhelmed when it comes to playing it. It just doesn't close out games very well, and it
Mhm.
has a hard time of rebuilding after removal, whether that be potential spot removal or board wipes, whatever may have you. So that's what we're kind of
Mhm.
looking at to upgrade here is how can we make the deck perform better, close out, and be resilient.
Yeah. Um, this is just inherently the commander on this one is very it's just inherently defensive, right? So we're working with a commander that gives all your permanents hexproof. Um, you can look at the top card of your library and you can cast angels or humans from the top.
Hmm.
So, leaning into and we skimmed the deck list beforehand and it's a lot of angels and humans. But I can see some things that we could probably look into doing. Um And I know there was one stipulation, I believe, Hunter's only requirement for the deck was that Malira, the Living Cure, had to stay in the deck, which
Yes, Malira has
actually,
to stay.
which actually kind of actually it helps with one thing he's trying to achieve, which is recovering from board wipes. So I wouldn't have removed
Hmm.
her just with that criteria or that request that he presented
Yeah.
to us.
So I've got
Um,
Malira on the screen here. If you're unfamiliar, the first part is pretty much irrelevant from what I can gather from the deck, and from playing against it from a few times. The part that we're looking at is you can exile Malira and choose another target creature or artifact. And when that
mhm,
creature or artifact is put into a graveyard, you return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So it can
mhm,
be spot protection uh, when there's either a board wipe or removal, whatever have you.
mhm, mhm. Yep.
So that's yeah, that's a pretty good. I probably wouldn't have looked at removing this, but it's good to know that this has to stay.
Yes, correct. Um,
Um,
yeah. So I
so
mean, how do you want to dig into it? I mean, I kind of had some thoughts on more the non-creature space,
mhm.
um, but I wanted to see what your thoughts were on how we should
Yeah, I
approach
think
this
mainly
patient
looking
here.
at. I think mainly also yeah, like you said, looking more at the non-creature side of things because this is a creature deck. It's
Hmm.
angels and humans for the most part.
Yep.
So I'm assuming the hunter has probably crafted that, to the best of his ability. There
Hmm.
might be a couple, one or two things that I might, suggest there, but I'm already having a couple of ideas based off what I'm seeing here in terms
Yep.
of things we could potentially add that can help out. I figured a good place to start, like I mentioned, was the play test and see how it looks with like an opening hand, see how like the sort of
Mhm.
flow of the game goes.
Yeah.
Realistically, I mean, Hunter, you're in the chat. You're wanting to play this and keep it around like a bracket, what, like a bracket two, bracket three level? I'm assuming. I don't see any game changers, but that doesn't, like we know, that doesn't necessarily define a bracket. So where are you playing this, or where do you want it to line up?
Bracket
Bracket
2
2 plus or
plus or
minus.
minus.
Okay.
Okay.
So it can, jam with a bracket 3 if needed. Okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha. So we don't
Yeah.
wanna add any game changers because one of the first thoughts of like, okay, I want resilience, I want protection from, removal is, uh
Mhm.
I mean, it's a white deck, so it's fairies protection is usually the first place I look at for something like that. Even
Yep.
though I don't really play it, I don't see it, and it's a
Mhm.
game changer, so we won't add it.
Yeah. Well, immediately where my mind went was, the, and I don't think I saw it, let me double check before I say that.
Mhm.
Yeah, heroic intervention is a good add
Heroic
here.
intervention is one as well, yeah, and that's not a game
Um,
changer, so you could
Not a game
carefully
changer.
keep that. Also,
Mhm.
card draw is a bit weak in the deck for sure. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at it. Let's get into it and see how it plays here. So, we've got an opening hand here in the playtester. So, we've got a beautiful forest,
Mhm.
Path of Ancestry, Once Upon a Time, Torsten, Avacyn's Pilgrim, and Bruna, which melds, and an exotic orchard. So, we're starting off with three
Okay.
lands. It's not bad. So, it seems like the land to spell ratio might be fine.
Mhm.
So, we started off, we keep it, draw. We'll do like a Path of Ancestry because it comes in tapped.
Mhm.
Or would we want to do
We do a forest to Avacyn's Pilgrim.
maybe? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is add the forest, tap that for Avacyn's Pilgrim, new turn, and then
Mhm.
we don't have anything to do on turn two. Uh, we could also have done Once Upon a Time to look at the top five. Because
Oh,
if
yeah.
it's the first spell you cast, you can always
That's
cast it
true,
for
you can pay
free.
for free.
So
Yeah.
we'll just assume that we did that
Yeah, let's say we did
before.
that.
Move that back on top, and we'll look at the top five. See, we can right click and then click five, look at five cards. And Once Upon a Time gets you what? A creature or a land. So we get a
Mhm.
plains, a contortionist troop, plains, restless parry, and an arcane signet. We're fine on lands. So maybe I don't know what the contortionist troop does.
Contortionist troop is I this would be one I would consider, uh, side side tabling here.
It's a
So
green and
contortionist
X.
troop, yeah, it's green and an X. It comes into the battlefield with X plus one counters on it. So it's a mana sink. And then it has Coven. At the beginning of your end step, if you control three or more creatures with different powers, you put a 1/1 creature or 1/1 counter on target creature
Target
you
creature.
control.
Hmm.
It's just one creature. Um, there's, I think there's cards that do better things than this. And this is kind of going into that space of X spells, and we are in green, obviously, but I don't really like this deck. Doesn't scream at me that we're going to be just like dumping a ton
Yeah,
of
I mean,
mana into anything.
because this is an angel deck, so like we're gonna get spells that are expensive. So I feel like
Hmm.
having a mana sink like that isn't probably the best thing we could do. I mean, let us know what you think, Hunter, while we sort of talk about this. If you hate what we're saying or not, but that I think that's a pretty decent opinion there. Uh,
Hmm.
so I feel like we'll dump that. We'll put everything else on the
In
bottom.
the
Yeah,
bottom.
and we'll just grab like the restless prayer. We'll grab the dual land. So everything else we can do all to bottom, and then we can do restless prairie into hand, right?
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then confirm, and we can click randomize, and it'll randomize the position of everything. Boom. All right. And
Cool.
then we'll go to
Then we'll do
so that
Avacyn's
will go to graveyard.
Pilgrim.
Yep. Then Avacyn's Pilgrim, and then we get a new turn. Okay. Still nothing on turn 2, even after that there. So
Yeah.
tap land, pass.
Hmm.
Uh, do
I would do
okay.
Starnhive Aspirant.
Yeah, so we don't want to play Path of Ancestry, so Exotic Orchard, and then tap 3, Starnham
Actually,
Aspirant, right?
yeah. Well, you could technically put in Sigarda on this turn because she's 4.
Oh yeah, because we have the mana
'Cause she's
dork.
4. Yeah. So I would do that. I'd get Sigarda out.
We get Sigarda, so all of our other permanents have hexproof. We can look at the top card of our library anytime.
Hmm.
So we can look at the top card. What do we got on top? We have a Hushwood Verge. So we got another land on top. Okay. Move to the next turn. So we've got 4 mana here. All right. So Hunter says, I'm going to be hands off for the most part. Too close to the deck list for too long. Hand in the scalpel twist. Okay. And then Clark says, I would agree the high end should be angels.
Hmm. Like, I almost
Um,
think of it like, while you're futzing with that, I actually wanna
mhm.
look and see, um, because, like, Avacyn's Pilgrim is a good example, like, O-Tag Ramp, and then we'll do, like, type is human. Because I'm curious, I just can't remember off the top of my head if there's a ton of humans that make mana. Um, like, okay, um, so there's a couple cards I think that could be good. Like, I feel like the humans, like, should kind of feed into getting the angels out, right? Like, they should be the heralds of the angels in you know this deck. So like they're kind of like lower to the ground mana cost, but helping achieve the goal of getting the angels out in one way, shape, or form. So like Avacyn's Pilgrim is a good example. There's another card from Avatar, that's called Animal Attendant. Um, and it's from the no, it's from it's the one with like the
The jumpstart
sail,
sets.
the jumpstart set. Yeah, thank you. Um, but Animal Attendant, it's a 2 drop, one and a green for a 2/2. You can add one mana of any color. If that mana is spent to cast a non-human creature spell, it enters with a 1/1 counter on it.
Okay,
So
that's
like
pretty neat.
that seems good. Um,
Because that's how you want to
also,
really spend the early turns is cat is like if you're in green, mana dorks and synergy pieces start
mhm,
getting the engine going. I mean,
yeah,
not that this
yep,
necessarily synergizes off of counters, but I mean, really every deck synergizes off of counters, especially if you're a creature
yeah,
deck that wants to be swinging.
yeah, exactly. I mean, plus encounter is never a bad thing.
No,
Um,
never.
and like,
I
and
mean,
green's gonna just do that because it's gonna just do that.
yeah.
But like, there's that one. There's also Biophagus, which is from Warhammer 40K. And that's a human Tyranid wizard, and that one
Yep.
is a 2 drop 1/3, and it taps for 1 mana of any color. If the mana is spent to cast a creature spell, that creature enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it. Then
Yeah.
there's also Bugenhagen, Wise Elder, from Final Fantasy. 2 drop 1/3 with Reach, which is actually I
It's pretty
I
relevant.
will put a Reach card in if I can. And then
Yeah.
at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a creature with power 7 or greater, draw a card, and you can tap him to add 1 mana of any color.
Okay. Clark asks if this could be a Court of Calling deck. We have a lot of ramp in the colors. It could be toolbox-ish, lots of angels and humans that answer things. And a decent amount of mana rocks would be helpful too. They can be the relics that humans pray to for angels and help us get the angels out. I feel like ramp isn't necessarily something we currently have to worry too much about in this deck.
Mhm.
Um, as we've seen, like there's a even though I think it was only it was 35 lands, um, we haven't had a problem. We have the Starnheim Aspirant, And I did see, in the sorcery package, the usual green suspects, rampant growth, everything like that.
Yep.
I feel like green decks are usually the ones you want to stray a little bit away from in terms of mana rocks, unless they're like utility based. You definitely can run them if you feel like you're not
Yeah.
curving out as much as you should be.
hmm I think like okay, so for like rampant growth, right? Rampant growth to me, let me go back to the deck list. I have the deck list up on my end too. So
Hmm.
like let's do like I'm just gonna pick rampant growth and we're gonna do search for O tag for mana ramp, and then we're gonna throw excuse me, we're gonna throw a creature in there. And then I'm also gonna just throw Oracle tag word search. Um because I feel like what we can lean into here is it possible for us to do the things like rampant growth or nature's lore or harrow, like any of
Hmm.
those um you know land tutors. And I don't know, I think I just like freaked the search out. Um, but is it possible to do those things, but do them with a creature? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like do it with a human, probably with a human, not with an angel. Because we can just play those off the top. Like I think we realistically should lean into the top of our library being, essentially, that extension of our hand as much as possible. Because we can't play lands off the top. We can't play um, sorceries or anything like that. So we should probably try to lean into the things we can play off the top.
Yeah. There is Borderland Ranger as a
hmm
suggestion from Clark.
hmm
Let me pull that up here in research. Borderland Ranger. When this creature enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put into your hand, then shuffle. There's also hmm,
What are you thinking?
trying to figure out what is like the creature split? Like how many humans do we have? Okay, so we've got 19 humans and 20 angels. So it's about half and half.
Okay.
So you could go um okay, just making sure it's not in here. Heron Blade Elite. Search is one to be a little tricky in deck building,
Yeah,
I
I'm looking
know.
into that right now. It's kind of being
Heron
funky.
Blade Elite. Okay, it's working in research just fine. So it's a
Yeah.
human warrior for 2 and a green, 1/1 with vigilance, but whenever another human you control enters, you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. You can tap and add X mana of any one color where X is its power. So
Mm,
that could be neat.
yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Um,
Yeah, that's good. What is that from? Midnight Hunt Commander.
Midnight
Okay.
Hunt Commander. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
a
dude.
commander
All
card.
right. We could
Um,
also there is so Scholar of New Horizons could be cool.
sounds familiar.
So that's a 2 drop 1/1. It enters with a 1/1 counter on it, so it's a 2/2 when it comes in. But you can tap it and remove a counter from a permanent you control to search your library for a planes card, not a basic planes, just any planes, and reveal it. If an opponent controls more land, it's the white land thing. If an
Mhm.
opponent controls more lands, you can put that on the battlefield tapped. If you
Oh,
don't,
yeah,
you
yeah,
put it
yeah.
in your hand. So
So catch up ramp.
yeah, it's catch up ramp, but it's a human, so you could play it off the top. And then there's also um the I don't know if we want to. I don't know how tied Hunter is to like theming on this deck. Like avoiding certain IPs or something. But like the Earth King is probably. I think the Earth King is possibly pretty good, especially later game because whenever you attack with one or more creatures with power 4 or greater, you search your library for that many basic lands and you
Yeah.
just put them in tapped. So that can also probably accelerate you heavily late game, for
I did
sure.
play that in my avatar based deck, and
Mhm.
I have gotten literally every basic land out of my deck
Yep,
doing that. Like, it's not hard to
yep.
trigger a lot. Um, and then also in terms of like, I've been stewing on what could close out games.
Mhm,
Um, because I don't know exactly. Because one thing I've noticed here is, so we've got Sigarda in here. We've also got Shalai. Uh, what those basically do is they make you and your permanents all have hexproof. So it makes it very hard to remove all of your creatures.
mhm.
The only thing that would is board wipes. So you need either indestructible or just close out the game. There's one card that ends up in a lot of white decks, Moonshaker Cavalry.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I
Wait,
was
it
gonna
wants to
say
come up.
Moonshaker.
There we go. It doesn't. It's not a human or an angel, but when it enters, it's 5 and triple white. But when it enters, creatures you control gain flying and get plus X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. Now, a lot of your creatures are going to fly anyways because most of them are angels, but your humans will now
Mhm,
fly and they'll all get massively buffed. Again, it doesn't suggest so you can't cast it off the top, but if you can cast this, which if you're on turn 8 or whatever, whenever you want to be closing out a game in like bracket 2 or such, and you
mhm.
can't cast this, then that's the fundamental problem.
Yep. Yeah, I also, just kind of touching on ending the game slash, surviving a board wipe.
Hmm.
Um, I was looking at, a Chroma's Will as an option.
Yep. A Chroma's
That
Will is
can
also one I was thinking about.
Yeah, that can do both of those things, easily, both of those things, especially if you have Sigarda out because, your creatures are gonna get protection from all colors. So they're basically gonna swing in with Double Strike,
Flying,
Lifelink.
Vigilance, Double Strike, Lifelink, Indestructible,
Mhm.
and Pro all colors. So if you do
Yeah,
that also
and
before block, so you can't be blocked even if there are flyers.
correct, and in a pinch, you could also use it to, prevent your stuff from dying. Another one that I like that this is kind of a sleeper, but man, Foundations just had some really good cards. It's called Divine Resilience, and I do love me a good kicker card. So it's an instant for 1 white, and for 1 white, you can at instant speed give a creature you control indestructible
So you
until
give
end of
one
turn.
for a white, and then
Yep,
for 2 white and 2 generic,
you
then
give
all
all your
creatures get
creatures
indestructible, right?
indestructible. Hmm.
That's pretty
Yep.
good. Yeah, that's good. That's very good protection. Very affordable. I mean, 4 mana,
Hmm.
not hard to hold up for.
No,
Um,
it's like the anti-Wrath of God. It's kind of
yeah.
funny.
Let's say though that a board wipe does go off.
Mhm.
If you don't have protection, you probably want to have recursion. White is pretty good at recursion and mass recursion um,
Yep.
of your creatures.
Yeah. You could
I
do,
There was a card I
well,
was
there's
thinking of
there's Brought
earlier.
Back. Brought Back is kind of it's only for 2. It's only 2 creatures
Um,
or 2 it's actually 2 permanents, I'm sorry. Um,
Ascend from Avernus. Uh, is a neat card. It's X and triple white. It's a sorcery, but you return all creature and planeswalker cards with mana value X or less from graveyard to the battlefield, and then you exile it.
Mm-hmm.
That could be good, especially late game. I mean, it would need to be late game for the most part, but you could definitely pull that off.
Yep. Yep.
Um, there's another similar one. I don't think it hits creatures though. Brilliant Restoration, I think. Returns all artifact and enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
What
also a lot of
about
mana.
there's also what's it called? Where'd it go? I just had it. There's it's kind of pricey, but it I mean it could do something. Angel of Glory's Rise is a 7-drop 4/6 with flying. When
Which
it
one?
enters, Angel of Glory's Rise. When it enters, you exile all zombies, which that could be good. And then you return all humans to the battlefield from the graveyard.
Oh, okay. I like that.
So you could bring, you could bring your ramp back.
Yeah.
Um, if we're running humans for ramp. Let's
Now,
see.
As Hunter noted, I've been writing these down. I haven't been adding them, but let me go ahead and start adding these to the
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah. While you do that, I'm gonna take a look too because yeah, there's not a lot of cards that just bring back everything that died.
Well, there is the new from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles return, or no, it's a continue question mark. It's one
Mm-hmm.
and a white, and you choose up to 4 target creature cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn and return them to the battlefield. That's an
Mm-hmm.
awesome card. It's very cheap, both financial. Well, I guess not. It's $3, $3 right now, but it's one and a white. Like that's crazy good for like reanimating your best 4 creatures that were just wiped
Mm-hmm.
out.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Faith's Reward. That's the one. This one is good.
Face reward.
Faith, yeah, like
Oh,
Faith's
faith.
Reward. It's a 4-drop, 3 and a white instant. Return to the battlefield all permanent cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn.
Hmm.
At
Yeah,
instant speed. So you could do that on your opponent's turns if they, sorcery speed board wipe you.
that's very good. Then we add that Moonshaker. Uh, and let me add some of the other cards that we talked about here. The Earth King is one of them.
Also, I just like this artifact because it's just cool. But Gerard's Hourglass Pendant is really good. I don't know why more people don't run this card, honestly. It's just good. But
Gerard's.
yeah, Gerard's Hourglass Pendant. It's a 1-drop, excuse me, legendary artifact. It's got flash, which is cool. If a player would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. That's cool. That just is on there because why not? And
Yeah,
then you can pay 4, tap it, and exile the pendant and return to the battlefield tapped all artifact, creature, enchantment, and land cards in your graveyard that were put there this turn.
I love that.
This card is cool. I have like looked at this. I'm gonna add it to my wish list. Um, I've looked at this card so many times, and it's not super expensive. But I think it honestly, I think it does some really cool stuff. For one, like you just drop it in there for 1 mana and stop an extra turn, like, and then bring your stuff back. It's pretty cool.
Which probably like the extra turn stuff isn't going to be super relevant in bracket
Yeah,
2, but
yeah,
it is
correct.
that, very rare upside that you could see it. But you could also
Mhm.
like if you have 5 mana, you flash it out and then activate it post board wipe. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah,
pretty
and I
good.
mean, you don't wanna lean like, there's always this risk where you're like, "Oh, I have this tendency to wanna do something with a deck, and I end up, adding too many cards of that thing in."
Mhm.
Um, so I usually end up going along the lines of, like, theme, to determine if I add it or not, or what I end up keeping. Um, yeah, Selfless Spirit is good too. Sorry, I'm kinda catching up on some chat because I had the deck up. Selfless Spirit is good, but, I personally, I would wanna keep it Angels and Humans. Um
Yeah, I would wanna keep that as much as possible, like because if you do end up adding, like, Moonshaker as, like, your finisher or anything, that's already diving a little bit out of the commander's want.
Mhm, mhm,
If it's not finishing a game, might not be super worth it because we already
mhm.
do have a lot of protection pieces in here. There is a lot of
Yep,
single target protection.
yep,
Um, but something like, like we said, like heroic intervention
yep.
is really
Yeah,
great
Heroic
here.
Intervention is just good. I
And
mean,
that's been reprinted, a ton of times. It's still like,
mhm,
13,
10 bucks. Yeah,
yeah, 10, $15. You can find some of them for like 12, it looks like the Middle Earth one, uh Doctor Who, like 12
mhm,
bucks.
yep, yep,
It's always worth having that in a green deck, just because it's always going to be relevant.
yep.
Um, let's see.
I'm still scrolling through, like, these final return to the battlefield from the graveyard things because you never know what you'll
Yeah,
find.
there's a good amount of them. We do want to probably because one of the other problems he suggested is card advantage. So draw. Hello,
Mhm.
Goose from MagicCon in the chat. Thanks
Hey,
for
there
joining.
he is.
Um,
Not having too much fun, I hope.
no, the fun starts tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um,
The amount of people's suitcases I saw on Instant or on social media today was pretty obscene.
I'm seeing a lot of backpacks, a lot of suitcases. Yeah. Oh, and Jared's joining us from Vegas as well.
Hey, there they are.
And then,
So we're talking draw here.
yeah,
Um, yeah, let me pull up.
there's like uh, a lot of good burst draw.
Yeah.
Return of the Wild Speaker, Rishkar's Expertise is a good one that you and I talked about recently.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. That loop you told me about, I was blown away by that.
Y-
Um,
So Rishkar's Expertise, we've got it on screen. If you're unfamiliar, 4 and double green, you draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. Then you may cast a spell with mana value 5 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost.
yeah.
So, angels can be big. So that can draw you like 7, 8 cards. And then you just cast anything for free. Pretty much
Yep.
anything.
Yep. Yeah. This guy's cool too. I just think this mechanic is unique, but it's Aradesh, the founder. He's from Fallout.
Heritash.
He's a 1/4 for 3, and he has Enlist. So Enlist, if you're not familiar, is a pretty unique mechanic. But um, as this creature, so as Aradesh attacks, you can tap a non-attacking creature that doesn't have summoning sickness. When you do, you add that creature's power to Aradesh's power until end of turn. So if you enlisted the creature onto him this combat, then Aradesh gets double strike until end of
Mm.
turn. And then if the creature's power that you enlisted onto him is 4 or greater, you draw a card. Um, So it's pretty cool. Like I've seen him, he's popped up a few times in some decks I've been poking around on. And I feel like he's got a spot somewhere, but just not in anything that I've been able to make yet.
Hmm. I mean, that could be cool because you could target. You can tap your commander. You
Hmm.
want to protect that. It is a 4/4, but that can be easy. It can be easy for it to be removed partially.
Yep.
Um, but that makes it super big, and it gets double strike, and you
Yep.
draw a card. You're guaranteed to draw a card if you use your commander with it.
Yep.
Um, you could also go the classic route and add. It is a human Lauren of the third path. It's removal and card draw every turn.
Yeah. Lauren's good. Yep. She does do work. We could also, because we're gonna have angels out, and they tend to be 4 or greater power. You could put things like, the upkeep card draw green stuff, so like Colossal Majesty. Um, you could do like Garrick's Uprising, give all your
Hmm.
stuff trample. Um, Another one that I like, especially if you're worried about board wipes, Hunter, is I think Greater Good is pretty good. And Greater Good gets some flack because you have to discard 3 cards when you draw, after you draw. But if you're getting board wiped and you have some things that, it's a free sack outlet, you could just use that to draw some cards and sort of reset your hand potentially.
Yeah, it is a do nothing when it comes down, but yeah, if you once you do
Hmm.
sack the creature, as long as it has more than 3 power, you're benefiting
Hmm.
because you're just crafting your hand at that point.
Yep. I
Um,
do like I do like Elemental Bond as well. Elemental Bond is a 3 drop. Whenever a creature you control with power 3 or greater enters, you draw a card. And I feel like that's going to be pretty often, especially mid to late game.
Elemental Bond.
Elemental Bond, yeah.
Hmm, okay. There's also I love this card a lot. Okay. Outcaster Trailblazer.
Forget what
If it
that
wants
guy
to come up.
does.
It's from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. You can plot it for 2 and a green,
Hmm.
and then on a later turn you can cast it for free. Um, when it enters the battlefield, you make 1 mana of any color, and then whenever another creature with power 4 or greater enters, you draw a
Oh
card.
yeah, yeah, and that's a human too.
It's a human druid, so that works.
Yeah, there's also like Beast Bond Outcaster, which is not it's not good, but it's also not terrible. Because you could draw off of it um when it enters, but that's it. Like you do that once and then that's kind of it.
There's also ooh, I'm just thinking about all there's Faramir, field commander.
Did you
Not this
put
one.
sorry,
Not
did you put
Faramir, sorry, Boromir.
yeah, Boromir's pretty
Boromir,
good.
Warden of the Tower. Uh 3/3 of vigilance, 2 and a white. Whenever opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter it. Okay. You can also sacrifice it and give all your creatures indestructible, and the ring tempts you.
Hmm.
It's a human, so you do get to cast it off the top. Um, so that could be good.
Yep. He's really good. Every time he comes in, it's like, oh, okay. Like
Yeah.
that's gonna happen. Like you're gonna sack him and give all your stuff indestructible.
Hmm.
Um, we could also consider, and I know some people groan at this card, but putting in Mangara, the diplomat.
I love Magnara.
Um, it's just good. Like usually you're gonna draw at least one time around the board, if not more.
Yeah. You're either going to draw or this is going to draw removal before any of your other pieces because people see, oh, this is going to draw you spells when I do things.
Hmm. Yep.
So we've added a lot of cards here. Let's take a look at where we are. So that brings us to, with everything we talked about, brings us to 117 cards. So let's see what
Yep.
we can trim to look at maybe removing extra fat.
Yep.
So we added a Chroma's Will. Angelic Intervention is one that we didn't add. This is a solo removal protection piece.
Yep.
Beast Within removal, continue, semi mass reanimation, Faith's Reward, mass reanimation, Gaia's Gift is solo protection, heroic, all protection, noxious revival. I mean, it is a free spell, basically.
Yeah. So where my mind goes, angelic intervention, we could remove Gaia's gift, we could remove uh noxious revival, we could remove once and future, we could remove.
Once in future, I don't even know what that one is. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Put one other on top of your library, and then if at least 3 green mana was spent to cast in turn, return those to your hand and exile it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, because we added so much, or not so much, but we added a couple of to battlefield, which always feels so much better than to hand.
Mhm. Yep. And then I would also, in the instant space, I would strike out, take up the shield. And as much as I hate it because I love this card to death, but I have never been able to justify. I put it in so many decks and I always end up striking it, but once upon a time I wouldn't
Mhm.
put in.
It is good for the first spell you cast.
Hmm.
It's decent card selection. We can think on it.
Let's pop. We can keep it there. That's fine. Um, in the sorcery space, let's not get to sorceries yet. Let's actually. I'm going to jump down to artifacts. Um, I think we could side out bone sabers.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Unit.
why Bone Sabers is necessarily in here.
I I mean it puts 4+1/+1 counters on stuff. That's cool, but it's not. We're not. This doesn't feel. This isn't a +1/+1 counter deck. So
Yeah,
I would strike it just for that. Um, I would strike Lotus Petal. We're not doing any crazy combo stuff here.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't like with the ramp and discounts that we have. I don't know that Lotus Petal does anything in the deck
Hmm.
other than just get your commander out a turn faster.
Yep. And then
Um,
I would also pull out Monster Manual.
Monster Manual I've tried and it's never really worked too well for me. It usually doesn't stick around long enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is cool when you get to do it, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
But you do it like once, maybe twice a game.
Yeah.
Like you're not resolving that more than a couple times, probably at most in
You
the
also
game.
mill five. You mill five and then return a
Hmm.
creature card milled to your hand,
Yep.
but only one. And if you don't have
Of course,
the
Hunter says it won him the game.
yes, it may have won the game, but again, how many times does it ever end up being irrelevant if it's played?
Yep.
And if when you cast the sorcery, if you do end up milling out, a win con that you can't get back, if you don't have a ton of, recursion or ways to get things back from the graveyard, I don't know what it really does for you that way.
Yeah. Yep.
So we'll just add it to tech it is. You can scratch it and add it if you feel like it, but I think that's the way we're sort of thinking.
Yep.
And then
Um,
look at these enchantments here and just see what we got. So Colossal Majesty, we added that one.
we did.
Descendants Path.
Descendants Path is cool. I've only gotten it out a couple times, and it's honestly it's never really hit. Um, but like you need to play that in a deck where I mean, you are creature heavy in this deck, so it's possible, but we're creature heavy split 50-50. So we're still like there's a decent chance that we might hit a creature, but it won't be an angel
Yeah.
or it won't be a human. Like
I,
Descendant's
I
Path is good in a deck where maybe you have a lot of like dual creature types that are out, or you just really are like I ran it in an all sliver deck, and it actually, it would trigger almost, we'll say every turn pretty
I will
frequently.
say I think I do like it, but I think going off of what you're saying, I don't like Herald's Horn for that reason because you have to choose the
Yeah,
creature type.
yeah, correct. You do.
So I think you potentially keep Descendants Path and then cut Herald's Horn.
Mm, okay, it's in a way it's kind of splitting hairs because you have to choose the creature type for Herald's Horn, which is bad, but you get cost reduction, which is good. Descendants Path, you only have to meet the shared creature type criteria, which is good, but you don't get cost reduction, which is bad.
The Herald's Horn gives you cost reduction, Descendants Path gives you free, which is the best
That's
cost
also
reduction.
that's also true.
And
You're
Herald's Horn
right. I'm
also
wrong.
just puts it into your hand. I don't know.
Yeah.
We
No, you're right.
could be wrong there, but that's how I like if you're not a single creature type deck, I feel like Herald's Horn
Hmm.
isn't usually that worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm Herald's Horn is another card that I put it in. It usually doesn't do anything, and then it's one of the cards that I end up striking out somewhat
It's also
early.
one that you at least in my experience, that you tend to just forget is on the battlefield other than the cost reduction. So you forget to do the upkeep trigger, and then you
Hmm.
say, "Oh, I forgot
Hmm.
to can I draw an extra card? Oh, no? Okay, cool. This card is useless."
Yeah. Yes. Um, Flowering of the White Tree, I was just looking up here. We have one, two, three, four, five, six,
We have 22 legendary creatures,
seven. Okay, you already did that. Thank you. Um, yeah,
and it gives you the ward 1, and it buffs
it gives
everything
you
else
Ward One,
too. I think
and
it's
it's
always a
cheap.
good card.
Yeah, why not? We'll keep it in. Luminarch Ascension.
Now, this
Yeah,
is
that
one that, like,
thing.
when it is out, the table is usually trying to play around it pretty, like, to the best of their ability, at least the tables that I've been at when the Luminarch Ascension is out.
Hmm.
If you did it sort of protects you in a way. Or no, it doesn't. It draws attacks towards you, right?
It does. It does incentivize people to do damage to you. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's at the end of each opponent's end step, or at the beginning of each opponent's end step, sorry. And it costs
Mhm.
2, so if you get it out early game, you could make it around the table and have 2 or 3 counters on it, just in, like, 1 turn round, because people are, playing their first creature for the game, they're not doing any damage to you on turn 2. I've seen this go very well, and then all of a sudden, you're just, like, pooping out angels, at
Yeah.
instant speed, whenever you need them. It's good. It is good, and I think, like, with some of the other stuff that we have, or just, again, like, late game, we could just dump 8 into it and make, throw 16 power onto the table at the
Mhm.
beginning of some or at the end of someone's turn, and then have them ready to attack the next turn. Um, I like it. I would keep it in. I would drop the next one, the Asir
Yeah, the
Escape
Aesir Escape
Valhalla.
Valhalla. It is cute. Like I see what it does, and I've seen what it does do, but it does have to stick around 3 turns
3
for
turns.
you to get your full value.
Yep.
I think there's enough better stuff around here that it kind of just eats up a slot.
Yep. I'd put it in tech ideas.
Yep.
I'll move these to tech ideas. I won't remove them
Yeah, that's
entirely.
that's what I'm doing because Hunter may decide that we're terribly stupid
Yeah,
and
that
we
we're
don't know
dumb.
what we're talking about, which is
Yeah. I
very
mean, it
much
wouldn't
the
be the first
case.
time. Wouldn't be the first time.
It would definitely not.
Um, let's jump into creatures real quick. I just want to
Yeah.
go down the list of creatures here and just kind of because I was just poking through some of them, and I'm gonna work backwards actually. So starting with Youthful Valkyrie. Um, I think we should be saving our entry level spots for our humans and our ramp, so we can get the real angels out um, quicker. I know Youthful Valkyrie can go crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen it happen multiple times. Um, but I think we should ramp into the real angels, like the
Mhm.
Acroma or the Avacons. Like the 8-drop
Yeah.
monstrosities. Um, so like that one, I think we could side out, and then right above it, Torsten, founder of Benalia. I also feel like that's the inverse, right? It's a 7-drop human, so I think we should save our high mana value drops for
Yeah.
our angels.
Which also going on to that, going back a little bit, the contortionist troop, I think that gets cut.
Correct. Yes. Agreed.
I could see youthful Valkyrie sticking around, but I definitely felt like when we were doing the play test, like Torsen is in the opening hand. I don't understand or not understand, but like waiting until turn 7, maybe turn 5 to cast it and get creatures and lands just in. I guess it is sort of draw.
Hmm.
And when it dies, you make 7/7/7/1/1 white
But
creature
that's
tokens. It just
that's
doesn't
a
seem. Yeah, it's
it's a
too
lot.
because the top
You get
end you want to be casting something that's going to win you the game.
Yeah, like if you're going into 7 mana, like put in Moonshaker Cavalry,
Yeah,
or um, drop in um, drop in the other half of your Brazella that's gonna flip over,
yeah.
or meld.
Herald of Eternal Dawn, 7 mana. Because
Hmm.
if you're casting Torsten or Thorsten, uh, you're not casting anything else.
Yeah,
Hunter says full disclosure, he was mostly an attempt to balance creature types. Understandable.
yeah, sure. Yep.
Um, this
Yeah,
is
I
a
think
funny
we
one that I that
we
I
tried
that
that
I
one out.
saw here. Tax collector.
Oh
This
my
one's
god, I
this one's funny.
I saw that I think we should side that one out.
It's cute.
You get to do it one time,
Yeah.
which
If you can't blink and flicker it, I think it's not as good.
correct. Correct. Um, yeah, I think we
Cabbage
could
cabbage
side that one
merchant
out.
in here. The trying to decide how I feel about the cabbage merchant being in here. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, you make a food. When a creature does combat damage to you, sack a food. You can tap 2 untap foods and make a mana.
I would roll him out and roll in some of these other mana, like pure mana dorks that we have.
Yeah.
Like we're not playing
Table that for a
life
second, I
gain.
guess.
Okay. All right.
Just I'm still thinking about it. I'm definitely on the realm of probably cut it, but I want to simmer.
Okay. Let's go over to the A's, and maybe kind of
Yeah.
attack it from the other way too. Um
So we got
Adeline is
Adeline.
Adeline is okay. Whenever you attack for each opponent, create a 1/1 white human creature token that's tapped and attacking. Mm,
It does get you a bunch of creatures.
for 3, we'll come back to that one.
Yeah.
A chroma, I have super strong mixed feelings about a chroma because it's like keyword Mageddon. Um, and it's
It has the words
cool.
that I hate to see on a card. Protection from
Protection from
black and
black
from
and white,
red.
from black and red. So it has a ton of stuff on it, but paying 8 to drop it to really just swing with it for 6, and you're not tapping her, that's cool. It's got trample, that's cool. Haste is obviously good here.
I mean, it needs to have
It's just a
haste.
huge cost for basically 6 damage. Um, unless you can slap her with double strike or something like that.
I think what I'd rather put in for a chroma is Safara, Sky's Blade.
Safara's good, dude. Yeah, Safara's
Safara,
good.
you can is 7 mana, but you can just pay 1 mana, 1 white, and tap 4 untapped creatures to cast it. It's a 7/7 flying lifelink that gives all your other creatures that have flying indestructible.
Yeah.
I think that does a bit more for you than a chroma does.
Hmm. And it's a 7/7 lifelink blocker, which
Yeah.
is good. Yeah, I like that call. I do like her. I've resolved her a couple times, and every time I do, I'm like, oh, that's actually really good right now because all my flying stuff is indestructible.
Yeah.
Um, Coppercoat, Coppercoat Vanguard. Um, sorry, I skipped ahead quite a bit.
Oh, you're good.
Let's go to Augur of Autumn, actually. Um,
Hunter says it does piss off Zach slightly less though, so I don't know if that's worth it. Uh, I promise you, giving all your other creatures indestructible will piss me off even more.
yeah, Avacyn Angel of Hope that is like a game altering card. So I would keep it in there
Or
just
Safara.
'cause.
Oh, you're going through the list.
No,
Okay, I see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm back on the list. Augur of Autumn. I have never played that card and just been like, oh man, this really did a ton for me. I've had it in a few decks and I've never really had it go off, as
It's
it
the top
were.
card. You're already looking at the top card, but this does let you play lands from the
It does let
top.
you play lands, so you could filter a bit more.
Yeah.
You
The
could
last
push
part,
past a
Coven,
land.
doesn't matter because you can already cast creatures from the top.
Yeah, yeah. So you're
Um,
really you're really just playing this for the land off the top, and I don't know.
I think what
I
I'd
would
rather,
I would deck tech it or deck idea it.
I'd probably, yeah, and then maybe in terms of your lands, add something like, um, what's the what's the basic fetch? They started
Which
putting
one?
it in the
Like,
precons.
oh my god,
Starts with an F. I forget what it's called though.
something passage,
Fabled Passage. Fabled
fabled
Passage.
passage. There we go. Yeah.
Zappers42 says, "What do I need for a deck tech?" Uh, if you want to have like your deck reviewed, on probably on a future stream, join our Discord and we'll make
Yep.
calls for it. Just send us your constant deck list and we will we'll get to it hopefully. This is a new thing
Yeah.
we're doing. Not sure how often we're going to do it, but I think we've been liking it so far.
Yeah. And if
Um,
you're not if you're not signed up for a Discord, obviously for sure join the Discord. You
yep.
can always just ask the community for advice too. But we also have Constant Lists, which is the site we've been using. And you don't have to make like to do this, you don't have to make the Constant List deck list. We can help import that and get it made.
Mhm.
But this is the website platform that we've been working on for almost a year. So we're using it. We're part of these streams also help us demo this to see what breaks, and I take notes and hopefully fix those things. So,
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah, we'd love to see you in the Discord. Let me put the Discord invite into chat real quick. Um,
Yep. We also have just taking a moment here. We also do have our Patreon linked in the description. If you do like what we're doing here, every little bit supports us. You can subscribe for as little as $2 a month, and it helps us keeps the lights on, and
yep,
just helps us keep doing more things like this, which is just fun stuff where we get to talk to our community, you guys, and just enjoy playing Magic and have a great time.
yep. Yeah, before this too, and this was actually it's apropos that we're doing Hunter's deck for this because Hunter gave us some great feedback on the stream. We were doing deck techs that was more of a show and tell where we showed off our personal decks and just talked through them, which is fun and it makes us all feel really cool. But it was also kind of one-sided. So this was actually all Hunter's idea. So thank you, Hunter, for the suggestion. But keeping everyone involved and kind of talking through what we can do, as well as helping out somebody that is coming to us with, seeking some advice on a deck that maybe they want to tool up or do
Hmm.
something a little bit differently with. Um, okay, so let's see. Did you deck or tech ideas Augur of Autumn?
I have not yet, but I can go down with that.
I'm in that camp right now. Um,
And
I
then where
want
does that
to
put us right now? So still 4 cards we would wanna cut?
okay. I want to actually skip down to the C's. So we moved Contortionist Troop. Um, I think I would tech ideas out Coppercoat Vanguard.
Yeah.
Um, I still and this might just be me, but I'm still really in the camp of the humans aren't really doing the heavy hitting here. The humans are getting the angels out for us in one way, shape, or form. So we don't really need to worry about beefing them up so much, but we do need to worry about our angels surviving a board
Yeah,
wipe and stuff like that. So
I can agree with that.
um, yeah.
Um,
Um, Druid of Purification's cool. I liked this card. Um, because you're getting like a 4? You're getting 4 artifact or enchantment destructions.
yeah. The table
But it's
can
also a May.
politic out of it if
Yeah,
they
it
feel
is
like
a
it, but
May.
I feel like every time I've ever seen one of those effects, someone's usually choosing something because they might as well.
Yep.
I like it. I think it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's cool. It's a good, like, removal piece that's unique, and it's a human. So, again, like, it'd be good if this was on the top of your deck, right? Like, you could play this out from the top, um, as opposed to relying on an instant or a sorcery to do the same thing,
Yeah.
which, I think is meaningful. Fireman Commando is cool. I forgot about this card.
When you attack with
I
2 or
definitely
more
forgot about
creatures,
this card.
draw a card. And whenever another player attacks with 2 or more creatures, they draw a card if none of those creatures attacked you. I like that card a lot.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's really good.
It's really
It just
good.
got reprinted in Strixhaven Commander too, so it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, $7.
It's like $1 if you get the Secret Strixhaven one.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. That's not gonna stay like that for long. Pick that
I
up
don't know.
quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd pick it
yeah.
up.
I mean, yeah, I'd get some because
We also
usually they kind
have
of bounce up.
we also have that other half of the meld that you mentioned. And speaking of
Mm,
which, if you have a meld deck, You see this little icon. When you click it, boom, you get to see the melded creature.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. That's a great
Pretty
feature
cool.
that got added in relatively recently, within the past like month or
Hmm.
so, I think.
Yep.
Um, it
Yep.
also, I can't showcase it here because the card's already added, but if you add one of the meld cards, it'll add the other one for you as well.
Yeah. So if you add like Brazilla, because the card
Or Bruno.
actually the melded card actually shows up. It won't add both of the cards, but
Ah,
you can
okay.
actually find like Brazilla as a card. And if you add the melded card, it will actually add the two cards that make
Ah,
up the
okay.
meld.
So that's how it does it. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
My apologies.
No, 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 you're
Uh,
good.
Will wants to know, I would love to see an Eluge deck tech sometime. Eluge is one that I've actually thought about building
Ooh.
several times.
Wait, is Aluge the one with the birds? The Scry
El-
Birds one?
no, so Eluge is from Bloomborough.
Oh, the Shoreless Sea. Yeah, this
Yeah,
guy that turns things into islands.
y-
Dude, yes. Can we jot that one down?
let's
Does
jot it
anybody
down.
have an Illuge deck? Because I don't, but I've almost put this card in a ton of decks as well. Um,
I considered
yeah,
it for
Illuge.
my mono blue deck, but
Oh
it's really
God.
good.
Gary's proliferate deck. That ugh.
I just got
I don't want to talk.
shivers.
Yeah. Thanks,
Okay,
Neil.
let's keep going.
Okay. Um, I think Giada is actually a good two drop angel here because she can
Yeah.
ramp
No,
for
Giada's
us.
great
So
here.
so that's
No
like a
problems
no
with
brainer.
Giada.
Hamlet Vanguard, I would say we strike. Um,
Enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters for each other non-token human you control. Yeah, probably.
yeah, it's that's this would be good in like a humans only deck. Um, like this could potentially
This is
close
one of
out the
those rare
game.
cards that I think should cost more mana so that you cast it later.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
it's a
I'm
1/1,
crazy for
so
saying that, but
it could come in with nothing, but
big
Herald of Eternal
fans.
Dawn is awesome. I think
It's
it's a
great.
really cool way to just say, "No, not we're not done yet." Um, if it came down to it. Um, I also like Herald of War. We are doing
Mhm.
some +1/+1 counter stuff here. Um, and it is a cost reducer, and that is meaningful with angels. Um, Catilda is awesome. I love Catilda Dawnheart Prime. Um, turns
Catilda's great.
all your humans turn into mana rocks, which is awesome. And then
And
late game, you can start beefing everything.
if they're double colored, they tap for 2 as well.
That's true. Yeah, it turns them all into that tree folk. That's right. That
Mhm.
is correct. Yeah. So that's really good. And she includes herself there too, which is yeah, a lot of times they print a card like this and it's like other human creatures you control have that ability, but she gives
And
it to herself too, which is awesome.
Vaca Verde asks, "Any thoughts on Champion of Lambhold for this deck?"
Oh my
Champion of
god, good
Lamb.
idea. Champion of Lamhold
Creatures
is dumb.
Yeah. Creatures with power less than Champion of Lambhold's power can't block creatures you control. And whenever it or another creature enters under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it. That is really good.
Mhm.
That is
Yeah,
really good.
we should add that. Good call
Yeah.
on that.
Because you can count that honestly. Like if you get to the point where you and your permanents are hexproof and
Well,
all
dude,
indestructible with Avacyn.
yes, yes, and yo, listen, if you have Luminarch Ascension out
Yeah.
and your late game, you pump that 5 times, 4 times, you put out 4 angels, you're probably looking at 4 or 5 counters on Champion of Lambholt at that point. So your
Yeah.
creatures are unblockable. That's absolutely a game winning card.
Yeah.
I have won
That
games
that
with
it,
Champion of Lambholt.
that's definitely like you could qualifies that as one of your finishers.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So we added Magnara. We have Lyra in here, which is fine.
Yeah, she's good. I'm a sucker for all the stained glass stuff too. So
Yeah.
anytime we have that art, I'm always into it. But 1/1 and lifelink for all your angels is great. And that can help you in a lot of ways. Malira, we can't touch. Um,
Metropolis Reformer. Whenever okay, so you have hexproof, 2/3 falling vigilance, and whenever it's dealt damage, you gain that much life. So you hold this up as I guess
it
you
doesn't
would
have
most likely
flash.
want to hold it up as a blocker. And then if someone alpha strikes you with something massive. But it does go on the stack, so it doesn't save you with lifelink.
Mm-mm.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't know. I'm kind of about it. We have, I think for life gain, um, we have like Lyra and other cards that have lifelink that we can rely on there. I don't think this is, and honestly, and I don't know if it's just me because I've never had it actually do anything meaningful for me, but giving me hexproof has never really been like important
Yeah.
or like do anything really good. The only thing that it might help with is when people target you to sacrifice your things. Um,
Which I know
but
just having played this deck that Hunter, of course,
as
runs Sigarda
Sigarda,
Host of Herons,
yeah,
which makes you not able to
exactly,
sacrifice anything, but does save you from a
exactly.
lot of burn spells. Uh, if someone is casting a duress or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I think we move it out. Um, I think we move Metropolis Reformer out for
Yeah,
now.
and Hunter even says here Shalai does it way better.
Shalai does do it way better. Yep, correct.
Tech it out.
Um,
2 cards left to cut.
so the next ones that I think they're actually one of them
I
is Torrens, Fist of the Angels, and the other one is Parish Blade Trainee, which is a couple cards down from where we are.
Torrens, Fist of the Angels, look at that one first. So it's training, and then whenever you cast a creature spell, you make a 1/1 great green and white human soldier creature token with training. It has to attack with a creature with greater power, and you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Um, yeah, I don't know.
So the training mechanic is it's interesting, but you really got to lean into 1/1 counter matters stuff to really make it pay off. Like you need hardened scales out and other cards that are going to double or add one to your +1/+1 counters that you put on a creature. Um, that makes training way more potent than it would be in this deck. So I would strike those two um, just to get us
What
to
was the
the
other one?
Parish Blade Trainee. It's
Parish
two
Blade
down.
Trainee. Let's take a look at that. Parish Blade Trainee. That's another one with training. So whenever it dies, you put its counters on target creature you control. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, I guess, theoretically then start to synergize this one at least with some of the other counters matter stuff.
Yeah. I
But
don't think we have
I don't
enough
think
of
it's
it.
that yeah.
I just don't think
Hunter
we have
says
enough.
glad you didn't even look at the other Cigardas. Listen, if they've got the name of the commander, I'm not touching them.
They're all good. I mean, they all do good stuff. Champion of Light is probably the weakest of them,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Heron's Grace is cool. Um,
I mean, Host of Herons is probably the I would say probably the weakest one because it really doesn't do anything other than just be a body.
yeah, correct. It's a 5/5 for 5. You
The
can't
other two
sacrifice
actually do
stuff.
things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
it's
pretty much takes us to 100 cards again.
yep.
So let's see if we completely messed it up and do a quick little play test again.
Okay.
Uh we'll keep it. We'll just assume we keep in hand and
Mhm.
then draw. We unclaim territory, choose. We didn't really look at any of the lands. I actually probably wouldn't play Unclaimed Territory, so we'll just pretend this
Same.
is just a basic or something.
Yeah.
Uh, draw. We'll do plains. Draw. Exotic Orchard. And then we have the choice of either doing Heron Blade Elite, which I would probably do.
Hmm.
Uh, wait. No. What I would do here actually is I'd do Adeline. And then on the next turn here, play the land, tap 3 for Heron Blade, and then attack with Adeline because then
Hmm.
we get
3 humans.
3 humans, so we get 3 counters on Heron Blade Elite. So then
And if
next turn
you
it's going to tap for 4.
if you hover your mouse over Adeline and then you do option 1,
Oh yeah,
it'll
option
create
1.
the token associated with the card.
Boom. Look at that. And we
So,
can
and you can
copy it with
make you would
C.
make yeah, you'd make 3.
So they enter tapped and attacking. We get 3 counters. Not a way to currently to put counters on creatures on the playtester. That's something got
Yeah,
to
we
work
gotta
on.
add that. We gotta add that in.
But then on your next turn, Heron Blade's tapping for 4. And then
Yeah,
boom. That's
that's
crazy
pretty
good. And
good.
then next turn, Adeline, you attack. You get 3 more. Then
Hmm.
she's tapping for 7. That's crazy good.
Yep. Yeah. So you've ramped effectively in one turn. The next turn you could play.
You could easily like turn 4, turn 5 Avacyn.
Yep. Yep. And if you had that doesn't have flash, but you do have Angel of Glory's Rise in your hand.
Mhm.
Um, oh, you know what? I didn't know if it was in here because you're right, we didn't look at lands, but let me actually take a look. No, it is not in there. Um, and now I can't remember the name, but the white, if you have 7 or more planes, I think you can start returning creatures to your hand from the graveyard during
Ooh,
your upkeep.
I don't think I know that.
Uh,
But yeah,
it's from Zendikar.
while we're thinking of that, I would dump Unclaimed Territory. I'd put in a Fabled Passage because that also lets you change up the top card if you don't like it.
Mhm,
Secluded Courtyard is the same thing. Cut that.
mhm.
Area the Sky
Um,
Ruin.
Amaria the Sky Ruin. That's reprinted in
Yeah, they
uh,
reprinted in
Secrets of
Secret Sisters too.
Strixhaven. Holy
Yep,
cow,
the Lorehold deck. I'm pretty sure.
that's crazy.
So yeah,
Um,
you cut the 2 lands that care about creature type, and then you add
mhm,
in Fabled Passage and Area the Sky Ruin, and I think that fixes your mana base actually a lot with those 2
mhm.
because the creature type lands they just don't do anything when you're a dual creature type deck.
Yeah.
MK Shafe, join our Discord. Uh, and then whenever we make calls for deck lists, we'll be happy to review them and see what we can do for you.
Yep, and I will repost MK Shafe, our Discord link for you. Feel free to join us. We'd love to have you. We do this every week, and this is our first round of doing it this way. But if
Mhm.
this is something that people enjoy, then we might do this more than just once a week too. We've talked about that as well.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I think just based off of that quick play test, it played a bit
Hmm.
better than I think. And then Hunter asked,
Yeah,
"Do you
I
think
know.
there are
We got
enough
like
planes to consistently get Emeria online?" I think so, because you had like 14 planes. You're pretty basic heavy, which I actually enjoy. Um,
well, yeah, and for duels, we could lean into duels that
that are
do have
typed.
the types.
Yeah, we've got Temple Garden, Scattered Groves. Um, if you have the Canopy Vista as well, if you have like the Surveil land, that's always a great one to grab, I think. Um, because it's
Yep.
typed, it does good. Even if you're not capitalizing off the Surveil, I think it's pretty good. But yeah,
Did
type
you
planes
remove
17 of them.
the I can't remember the Phyrexian green recursion card?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Because I was gonna say if we needed some recursion, I would put in the modal dual faced one. Um
Mhm.
Balaged recovery. There we go.
Good recovery is great.
But I don't know that we need that. I mean, I feel like we kind of covered the base of let's give our stuff indestructible to not die to board wipes.
Yep.
Um, I
Or at
do
least come
think,
back from them.
yeah, at least come back from. I do, and these are some cards that I would put in here. These are like pet cards of mine, but I would get rid of Take Up the Shield. I still am thinking that we don't need that card.
Okay.
But there's a card that I really love because Hunter put a card that I also really love in here, which is Reprieve. I freaking
Reprieve
love
is very good.
Reprieve.
Are you thinking Manitive?
Um, no, I'm
Okay.
thinking Illumination, which is a
Ooh.
Mirage common,
Yeah.
uh, which counters an artifact or enchantment spell, and the caster gets the life equal to the mana value, which
But
is
that's
fine,
fine.
whatever. So one of the best plays of Magic I've ever had in my time playing was casting this on someone's Bolus's Citadel, and it was incredible because they didn't like it's a white counter spell, right? There's not a lot of them, and they're always kind of funky. And when you cast this, no one sees it coming, and there are a ton of artifacts or enchantments that you would want to
Mhm.
counter in a
And
game.
Illumination's only 77 cents too.
I went out so after I countered that Bolus's Citadel, I went out and bought like 5 more copies of this card.
I mean,
Um,
you know me and I love Mirage.
I know you do. I know you love Mirage.
So I will advocate it for
Yeah.
a set for a card from Mirage to be added
This is
every single
th
time.
there's a couple cards that I will highly encourage people to get, or I will, like, gift people these cards. So this
Mhm.
is one of them. Another card that I'll gift to people is, Perplexing Chimera, which we won't get into that on we can't because this is not a blue deck, but
Yeah, it wasn't
Perplexing
even.
Chimera is, it's a party on a card, and it's cheap, and everyone has no idea what's happening when it gets put down.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
you've shown me this one. I hate
Yeah,
it.
but it's like I think I bought them for like 60 cents or something, and I bought like 8 or 9 of them. So every once in a while, I'll just have one in a deck box, and I'll just like, "Hey, you should have fun with this if you like
Yeah.
playing blue and, like, mess with the table."
What is the just 'cause I'm gonna throw it in here. What is the green white surveil land? I forget what it's called.
Oh god. Let me look it up. The
Type
green white
land. Oh,
surveil land.
surveil. Blood lush portico. Adding that in so you can grab it with your windswept teeth.
Oh,
And
hey,
then
MK Shafe is in the Discord. Welcome, welcome, MK Shafe.
oh,
Thanks for
thanks for
joining.
joining.
We do tweak standard boy decks. Yes, to answer your question.
I am a big I'd probably say probably a resident standard player. Me and Clark play a good amount of standard.
Yep.
So happy to look at those decks and
Yep.
provide some suggestions.
Yeah, Clark. I don't know. I haven't seen Clark in chat. He might just be chilling. But we have Clark is he works at probably I mean my favorite card shop out here in Austin. And that's where we met him, and he gets down with standard pretty hard. So he's been kind of my sounding board for other formats that aren't Commander.
Yep. Well, I think this looks a lot better. It feels a lot better. All that's
Let
left
me
to
just
do.
is
Oh,
remove
go
the
ahead.
Arcane Signet and Soul Ring. You're right.
I would say that, but I would never put a soul ring into my decks anymore. Other people you can do as you see fit. Uh add something that synergizes. Don't just put soul ring in every deck.
Yeah, you know
Um
what? Here, take out Soul Ring and let's put in a Signet. Or let's put in
sure.
like, a Celestia
Talisman.
Signet or a Talisman. And let's take out Arcane Signet and put in a Celestia Signet or
Yeah.
Talisman.
Probably not the talisman, but the signet for sure. If you want to go crazy, add a key rune.
Dude, you know, so what's funny is I was actually making a deck earlier, and I was actually looking at key runes, and I was like, "What is happening right now?" Like, what? And I like closed the deck list. I was like, "I don't think I should be making this right now. I'm not in a good mental state."
I have a future story for a key rune that we'll tell at some point.
Okay.
Yes, Hunter, you can ignore our stupid ass suggestions on Soul Ring and Arcane Signet, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you know, be the change that you want to see in the world, right? And the change that I want to see in the world is that people, um, you can put Soul Ring and Arcane Signet in your deck. I'm never going to judge anybody for doing that,
I
but
will.
I'm at a point with making decks where I want to lean into what I'm making the deck to do, and we all know that those cards are efficient, and that's great, but I would rather have something flavorful in its place.
Yeah, that's how I choose to play it. The only exception I make for Soul Ring is for higher power decks because the higher
Of
power you
course.
go, they're basically requirements, not
Will does raise a good question. Will's asking, but how do we get a turn one Soul Ring and Arcane Signet without them in the deck? That's, you know, that's a you don't. Um, but
I
you know, you have
yeah,
other options.
I have a topic for a future episode that we'll probably do at some point, which is just the best things you can play on turn one that aren't Soul Ring Arcane Signet.
Mhm.
So we'll probably I want to pitch that and do that at some point.
See, that's the thing. You forgot the Arcane Signet was in there because you put it in every deck, and then you forget
Mhm.
it when you start taking it out, and
Every deck
that's
starts
a
with
slot.
Commander, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, and Command Tower. That's literally every Commander deck.
Mhm. Which
It
Command Tower I'm fine with because
yeah.
that's, you know, it's a land. Um,
Lands I don't care too much about, like, the, monotony of. Lands are the most boring part, but you should also look at utility lands. Don't
hey, sorry, I just realized what is this battle that is in this deck? I totally skipped over the battle.
so
Um,
the battle, it's, Invasion of Gobakon. When it enters Hunter loves battles. I think he plays them in
I
every
know
deck.
he does. I know he does.
So that's why I didn't bring up the battle because he loves a battle.
So when it enters the battlefield, you look at target opponent's hand. You can exile a non-land card from it for as long as that card remains exiled its owner. Oh, it's that effect. Okay. So it's like the Diet Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
And then um what's the you gotta do
The
three
other
damage to
side,
it?
yeah, once you hit it for 3, beginning of your end
Mhm.
step, you put a counter on each creature that attacked,
Creature
and
that
then you can
attacked.
sack it to give all creatures hexproof and indestructible till end of turn.
Okay. So that kind of plays into like our I just battles to me are always just such an afterthought. I honestly, there have been so many times I've played a battle and forgotten it was mine, and like on almost walked away from the table without getting
Without
it
it.
back. Yeah, 'cause I'm like,
Oh,
oh shit,
man.
I forgot I had that card. Um,
I don't know if we talked about it on stream, but we do have a battle story between you and I.
yeah,
Ian
go
and
ahead and
Ian
tell
and
it. Go ahead and
Ian and I
tell it.
were Ian and I were playing on Arena, and he was playing his, Watcher deck, and I was playing, I think, Goblins or maybe Rakdos.
Goblin. Yeah,
Um, and he swings in with all of his creatures on the battle.
and it's the battle. It's the invasion of is it Sokovia? Not Sokovia.
Segovia.
Segovia. Sokovia is the That'll be the Marvel battle.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's the one that you make 2 1/1 Krakens with trample, and then when you flip it, it's a it gives all your creatures or all your non-creature spells convoke.
Mhm. So
Anyways, so I
he
swung in
swung
on the
all of
battle.
his creatures, and what does he cast after
So
declare blockers?
Yeah, so Zach ends up saying, "Oh, I'll just block one of them, right?" And I'm like, "Well, take this, dummy," and I cast Aetherize and return all of my attacking creatures to my hand, and then immediately concede the game on like turn 3. It was not my proudest moment. It was a very,
Oh,
very sad time.
that
And of
was
course, I'm like playing, with headphones on, and Zach like fell out of his chair, and then my
that's
wife's like, "Are you okay? Like, what just happened?" I'm like, "You wouldn't get it."
one of the few times that I've, like, actually started crying out of laughter from, like, a move that someone's made in a game.
Yeah, yeah, it was
Um,
pretty bad. And hey, MK, I just read your comment about wishing to contribute. Listen, like you don't. The community that we have is really here to just help each other out. So like there's no pressure to worry about having to contribute or not. And honestly, like Commander, I think in reality, our server has been pretty Commander heavy for most of its existence, and so
yeah,
I know that there's a group of people. Clark and Zach have kind of been leading the charge on it, but there's a group of people that really want to get more into standard and modern and other formats.
Popper.
So yeah, Pauper. So any opinions or thoughts you have in that space, or if you want to start getting people riled up on playing some other formats, that is absolutely something I know people in the server have been talking about.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, Commander is like the most popular format, but you don't have to be like super into it to be part of the group or even just to provide a meaningful piece to the conversation. Like a lot
Yeah.
of the best, I mean, Commander started as like a format where people played all the cards that you couldn't play in other formats.
Yep.
Now it's a format where you just literally play whatever you want. So if you have like pet cards or anything and you think it could be anything good, shout it
Yeah.
out and it might be.
Yeah. Like who would play Illumination, really? Like
Yeah.
it's not a great card. That's why it's 70 cents.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Standard is Zach's got me into standard again. I've started poking around in arena again. Especially after you played that cool but rude deck. God, that deck is so cool.
it's
That deck
cool,
is
but it's
so
rude.
cool. It is correct. Um,
It's like that is my favorite deck to play, I think, out of any format right now, just because it's so much fun.
yeah. Is that's mainly Moonshadow, right? Like Moonshadow is like your big kind of
Moon
your big swinger
Shadow,
in that.
but there's also Marauder Mako,
The shark dude. Yeah.
yeah, the shark that grows, and then the Phoenix is pretty good in that one as well. But
Oh, that's right.
Moonshaker
The
is a
Phoenix.
really good piece to that deck.
Yeah. Cool but cruel. Yeah, dude. That's what it should have been called. There's a lot of cards
um,
that they missed the boat. Like, not putting Need for Speed in Aether Drift, oh my god,
yeah,
what a
big.
miss, what a miss.
Well, I think the deck, like I said, I think it looks a lot better. It feels a lot better. We'll need to hand it off to Hunter to see how it actually plays from here on out.
Yeah.
But
The
before we,
yeah, the only thing I would change, and sorry, we didn't
yeah, go
we didn't
ahead.
really touch the sorceries too much. We added a couple things.
Ascend from
Um
Avernus and Rishkar's expertise. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would honestly try again. I'm just still stuck on this like playing humans from the top thing, but I would try to swap out the ramp spells for some humans that we could play from the top and get onto the field that way, as opposed to
Hmm.
relying on a sorcery. But that's
Some
just me.
cheap ones. Yeah.
Yeah, cheap ones on the same curve, like nothing crazy. Um and yeah, that
I'd
that
still
we didn't really get to.
keep like a couple of the ramp pieces just because it is sometimes helpful.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
but
Well,
yeah, definitely
especially
take a look at that.
especially yeah, especially, like, if we want to get, that land to trigger to return stuff to the battlefield, we probably wanna grab some of those, like, plains cards and stuff like that,
Hmm.
so, yeah,
Yep.
cool.
Well,
Alright.
before we, because I don't know if we have anything else meaningful to contribute, we can move on to a word from our sponsor.
Yeah, we could do sponsor time. Let me get my peek behind how the sausage is made. There's a script for
While
this.
you do,
Um,
Hunter says this
yeah.
was very informative. I look forward to making none of these changes.
Well, and also, we will obviously send this back to you, Hunter, since
Yeah.
you were kind enough to share it with us. And if you do a deck tech with us, we'll send it back to you so you have the revised version and you can have the copy to do with it as you please. But if you also want to allow the Discord server to check out the deck list as well, um, you can let us know that. We're not going to take that as an implicit, you did this, so we share it with everybody. But if you want to share what we did here as well with our community, let us know and we'll also post it there too.
Yep.
Because there were some cards in here I totally forgot about or didn't even know existed as per usual. So, um, speaking of things you may not know exist, let's take a minute to talk about our sponsor. So we want to give a proper shout out to our sponsor, Big Deck Energy Games, out in Cathedral City, California. Big Deck Energy is, I would say, quite apart from normal game stores that I've visited over my years on Earth. It's more about how they run their shop that I think is meaningful. They're deeply community focused in their city that they're in. Committed to fair pricing for their community, and they're genuinely passionate about the games that they carry in their shop. It's the kind of store where the goal isn't to squeeze every penny out of the people that come into it, but a space where people can play and learn, trade and hang out, and just have a good time playing games with one another. So the philosophy of that definitely stands in contrast to a lot of other game shops that I'm sure you and definitely me have been in over the years. Um, so they're in Cathedral City, California, which is right in the heart of Coachella Valley. If that sounds familiar, it might, because if you like music, you might have heard of Coachella Music Festival. If you like golf, you may have heard of Palm Springs. And if you like national parks or just beautiful nature, you may have heard of Joshua Tree National Park. All three of those places would be awesome places to play a game of Magic. So definitely check them out. I do want to give a shout out to one of the owners specifically. His name's Anthony, of Big Deck Energy Games. He's actually meeting up with Goose and Jared from Constant MTG out at MagicCon this week. So kind of fun because we've only met virtually in our time working together. So the guys are all going to get to meet this week and hopefully jam some games and have a good time in Vegas. Anthony gets to drive to Vegas because he doesn't live halfway across the country, so he'll be there tomorrow.
Must be nice.
But it'll be great to be able to hang out with him in person, as it were. So check them out, bigdeckenergygames.com. I also do want to highlight also, Zach, if we can pull the constant
Oh, yeah.
list site back up. We made some changes to the homepage. Probably, I think Monday of this week, we started putting these in place. Um, so we have some groups now that are pretty active with us. We also have a pretty growing community that's participating in the website. So we shrunk down a lot of the kind of more traditional what you would see on the homepage of a site like this. So you have the buttons obviously to make decks and collect and trade and stuff like that. But we added a community spotlight for members of the site that have made decks. It also allows you to add folks as friends, see decks that they've made. These are people that are probably in this stream right now, talking in chat. There's Hunter right there with his horrific Massacre Girl deck. We also, right below that, have a section focused on supporting local. So if you scroll down just a hair, Zach, the support local section has a few things. So if you actually click it, by default, it's got it has some like shops and things like that. But if you click the view full community directory button, this is a growing directory of shops, stores, vendors. We have some artists that we've collaborated with. And we plan on also getting content creators in here as well. Anywhere from people that want to write articles, that want to share content that they've created. We're going to use this as a way to, get FaceTime and people in front of your stuff. So if you're interested in any of this kind of stuff, please let us know. That's also what the Discord is for, is to, start chatting with us and figuring out how we can get you on here so you can get more exposure to the world of Magic and
Mhm.
maybe other games as well as time goes on. So this is brand new. Like I just got this put together primarily for MagicCon. So we could actually promote our artists. If you click on the artist tab, Zach, these are artists that we partnered with for MagicCon, that were kind enough to allow us to use some of their art to make tokens. And those tokens were taken by Jared and Goose to MagicCon.
Yep. You guys have
And
seen the
they're
goblin token on constant
Yeah,
misplays.
that's right. Yeah, we used him on constant misplays. So these are three local artists, friends of ours from over the years that, again, were gracious enough to let us use their art, and put them on a magic card and pass them out at a convention. So hopefully some more cool stuff to come here. So yeah, if you're an artist or a creator and you want to partner with us, to get onto the website, please let us know. We'd love to put your work out there and again get you some face time with the community that we're building here in the constant space. So that's it. I don't have anything else, Zach. Did you have
No.
anything else you wanted to get into?
No, I think, I had thought that we were gonna need, like, multiple decks to go through.
Yeah.
Now maybe it's just Hunter and giving us a lot of work to do, I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
but no, I liked this a lot as a format. It's definitely something I wanna come back to, and I hope you guys liked it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely let us know if this is something you want to see more of. We had a few people ask how they could get their decks looked at. And I think, I'm going to just put MK Shafe on blast again. If you want us to review a standard deck, let's do that. We don't have to do Commander either. So
Yep.
if that's something that you want to share with us, and would feel comfortable with us, picking it apart on stream, then let's do it. I don't think we have to stick to just Commander. So,
No, for sure.
yeah, awesome.
Um, yeah, and, as Hunter said, there's gonna be plenty of spoilers and announcement for next week's, stream.
Hmm.
Tomorrow, we're already getting, initial previews for the next 3 sets. So,
Mm,
stay
yep.
tuned in the Discord. I will be sure to be, posting those as we find them.
Yeah, you're gonna be a busy boy the next week or so.
Yeah,
Yeah, Zach's the guy that posts all of our spoilers as they come out in the Discord, and he's very good at it. He's very
I
timely
try
with
my
it.
best.
So, um,
All
so
right.
yeah.
MK Shafe, you can, put it in we've got the MTG, dash, deck building, channel in Discord. Just feel free to reach out to anyone or and ask. I also won't stab you in the foot if you post it in the wrong channel or anything.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, we tried to make it pretty clear where things were, but obviously just put stuff wherever, and if we need to reroute it, we can do that with you. I also just app mentioned you, so you can see where it is. Oh, sweet. Oh boy, Ugin. Oh, dude, you have 4 Furdock cores. That's like one of my favorite cards from
Fredok Core is super good right
Furdock
now.
core is so good, dude. So
Well,
good. Okay, I'm
yeah,
excited
again,
about this.
very excited to go into that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. Thanks everybody again for tuning in, and I hope that we see you again very soon. We'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Bye, everybody.